So I'm Yanna Torry. I'm a deliverability specialist, and I'm part of one of partners at two companies, Email Console and Especial Mail. Have a bit of a weird job. It only exists when people have problems, apparently. My job isn't necessarily to be sending out emails, the marketing. I do not care about any of that personally. My job is to make sure that the emails that you guys send through the tools that you're purchasing are actually arriving and landing in the inbox. People have this misconception that when they send out emails, Google has to accept it as long as the subscriber email exists. And that is definitely not the case. So the tip of today is more of an announcement. Nothing that I will say is something I haven't said before. The main difference is October 3rd, Yahoo and Google have made an announcement saying that they're going to be enforcing the best practices they've been screaming on top of rooftops for the last 10 to 15 years. None of the changes are anything dramatic, but in certain cases, it may affect the way that people are doing business. So the changes are very simple, and you may have heard me say this before. So the first one is to authenticate your sender domain. It sounds very techy, but as long as you know how to copy paste, you're good to go. The point of authentication is to prove that the domain that is sending the emails is actually you. So we all know about like PayPal and like all these like scams coming from various countries. Unfortunately, if you're sending emails using MailChimp or HubSpot, for example, and you haven't done authentication on the Google side, on the any inboxes side, it just looks like it might not be you. I own an email marketing tool. People who work at MailChimp could very easily pretend to be any of you. They don't have to confirm an email address. They don't have to do any of that. If they want to pretend to be you, they can. The difference between people who are authenticated or not is that the email would not be authenticated in the case because I do not own your domain or PayPal. And you, in the other hand, do. And you can prove that these emails are real and the other ones are not. It's not like 100% foolproof. Some really good people like me can kind of go around it. But at the end of the day, there is still a difference between a real email coming from a sender domain that's authenticated and ones that are not. And for people who know what it is, the main issue is that you forget sometimes that there is a tool that you're using that's using your domain. And mainly the one people forget is their personal inbox. So if you're using G Suite or Microsoft Office, you may have authenticated MailChimp and whatever you're using, but you haven't authenticated your actual inbox. So that needs to be done. The cutoff is 1st of February. I've spoken with the Google Postmasters and things like that. They're not going to be changing and updating spam filter for all of their customers one shot in February. It's going to be like a thing that they roll over, but we don't know who is going to be affected first or have these updates in their inbox. So depending on who you're emailing or your customers are emailing, there might be a decline. And unfortunately, there's not going to be like a message being told to the sender saying, hey, we're blocking the emails. It's just, well, too bad for you. You don't know. So it's very, very important if you have any customers that are sending emails or you have any friends that are sending emails to just like double check with them if their email marketing tools, their automation tools, their CRMs, billing, invoicing, whatever sends emails with a domain is authenticated. And